There's a player I kind of want to keep an eye on this year because if he pops off, he, it could get dangerous. That's Joe Harris. I don't know
Joe
why,
Harris.
but I'm looking forward to seeing Joe Harris this year. I know
Okay.
he had the injuries, I think last year and the last 2 years or something like that. But like when he was on, like when he was in Brooklyn, again, this is years ago, but when he was popping, he was popping. So, hey, if Joe Harris gets going, he was one of the best shooters in the league at one point. That's why I'm like, and then we just talked about it earlier. Shooting don't go away sometimes. So if Joe Harris can pops off, that's the guy I'm watching out for. I'm not saying starting or anything like that. I don't want to put that high of expectations, but I'm saying he's going to be a nice player on a night basis.
Yeah, and this team definitely needs as much shooting as they can get. I don't know. A player I'm really interested is James Wiseman, just because he hasn't played that many games. If we're being honest, like this is really I can look up, but I don't even think he's played 100 career NBA games yet.
Nah, I know on
And
the
like,
broadcast yesterday they said like 84 games. That's it. So
he's
he's only
played
played about a
yeah.
season.
That's crazy, and he's 22 years old, so he's the same age as Cade Cunningham, and like I think he's obviously a couple years older than Jalen Duren, but I think he's just more developed. Like he has some sort of jump shot. Like his threes weren't falling, and he probably shouldn't have been taking them last year. But I mean, he has some sort of jump shot, and if he
Yeah.
continues to work on that, I don't know what to make of him. I don't really know if I consider him part of the core or not because I believe he's going to be due for a rookie extension after this year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know how much you pay him. I mean, here's an interesting question: James
Okay.
Wiseman versus Isaiah Stewart. Like, who do you have more faith in moving forward? Isaiah Stewart, who got the extension, which I think he got paid a little too much, or James Wiseman? Because I think potential, like just raw potential, I think James Wiseman has a higher ceiling. But I don't know who out of those two players, who are you expecting to make a bigger long-term impact on the Detroit Pistons?
Kind of. I mean, like you said, when you bring up potential, I'm leaning towards Wiseman because of how hyped up he was coming out of college, and then the fact he's dealt with injuries. He had, like we just said, he's only played about a full season game wise, so there's still a lot to be developed there and learned about him. But when it comes to Stu is pretty consistent with his game. Um, since he's been here, there's not, I mean, I'm not worried about Stu. I know other people are, but Stu is gonna do what Stu is gonna do. Like I expect 10 points, 9 rebounds. Like that's a typical Stu night. And knowing that that's what I'm gonna get, I'm like, okay, not too crazy, but I know that's what I'm getting out of him. Versus Wiseman, you never know what you're gonna get. You might get a Wiseman that goes off. You might get a Wiseman that has 2 points. So if I had to put my trust in a player, I'm going towards Stu, but Wiseman definitely has more potential.